You know, we're all seeing the magic of AI everywhere, from chatbots that write poetry to apps that create unbelievable images. But behind that curtain, powering it all, are these absolutely massive data centers. And these digital factories, well, they have a very real and often hidden environmental cost. So let's pull back that curtain and take a real look. So for this deep dive, we're leaning on a really comprehensive technical report called Building Large-Scale AI Data Centers. Specifically, we're digging into Chapter 13, which is all about the environmental side of the equation. So while this is just one piece of a much larger tutorial, today it's all about the environmental impact. To really get a handle on the environmental footprint here, we have to start with the sheer scale of consumption. I mean, the numbers we're about to talk about are, well, they're pretty mind-boggling.
All right, let's just throw a number out there. 300 megawatts. It sounds massive, right? But what does a number like that even mean in the real world?
Well, that is the continuous power demand for just one large-scale AI data center. And we're not talking about a quick spike here. This is a constant, 24/7 drain on the electrical grid. To really put that into perspective, the source material gives us this incredible analogy. That single data center, that 300 megawatt facility, it's chugging down as much power as a city of 250,000 homes. Seriously, think about that. An entire city's worth of electricity, all for one building.
Okay, so you've got this immense power consumption. Where does that lead? The obvious answer is the carbon footprint, right? But that's just the beginning of the ripple effect.
The research really breaks it down into 4 main buckets of impact. First, you've got the big one, electricity use and all the greenhouse gases that come with it. But then there are 3 others that are just as critical: the sheer amount of water they use, the powerful refrigerant gases that can leak out, and, of course, all the electronic waste that's left over. We're going to hit each one of these.
Okay, so moving on from just the power grid, the next big resource these things consume might actually surprise you. It's water, and lots of it. So why on earth do they need so much water? Well, it all comes down to heat.
Just try to picture it. Thousands and thousands of high-performance GPUs. Those are the super powerful chips doing all the AI heavy lifting, running full tilt 24/7. They get incredibly hot. To stop them from, literally melting down, data centers have to use these massive cooling systems. And those systems can guzzle millions of gallons of water every single day. And this isn't just some abstract number. It puts a very real strain on local water supplies, the same rivers and lakes we all depend on.
All right, let's dig into a couple of the more hidden dangers, the things you might not think about right away, the chemicals they use for cooling, and all the old hardware they have to throw out.
Okay, before we can even talk about the refrigerants, we need to get our heads around this one key idea. It's called global warming potential, or GWP. It's actually a pretty simple concept. It's just a way to measure how much heat a certain gas traps in the atmosphere compared to good old carbon dioxide. CO2 is our baseline, so it has a GWP of 1. Now get ready for this. A really common refrigerant, one called R134A, has a global warming potential of 1,430. That's not a typo. It means just 1 kilogram of this stuff leaking out has the same warming impact as throwing almost 1.5 metric tons of CO2 into the air. All of a sudden, even a tiny little leak becomes a huge deal for the climate.
Now, the good news is we do have better options. There are modern alternatives out there that can slash that global warming impact by 50, even up to 90%. So, problem solved, right? Well, not so fast. There's a catch. Making the switch often means you have to do some pretty expensive equipment upgrades, and that creates this really tough choice between doing the right thing for the environment and, well, the bottom line. But it's not like we're helpless here. The source material is really clear about this, laying out some solid strategies to mitigate the risk. We're talking about things like installing advanced systems that can detect leaks the second they happen, sticking to a super rigorous maintenance schedule, and making absolutely sure that every last drop of that refrigerant is captured and recovered when equipment is being serviced. These things can make a massive difference. And that brings us to the 4th major impact, e-waste. I mean, the race for smarter, faster AI is relentless. That means servers, GPUs, all that expensive hardware can be seen as obsolete in just a couple of years. This creates these super fast refresh cycles and, you guessed it, mountains of complex electronic junk that has to be dealt with responsibly. Okay, so after laying out all these pretty serious challenges, the guide, thankfully, pivots to solutions. Because it's one thing to point out the problems, but it's another thing entirely to figure out how to design and run these giant facilities in a way that's actually sustainable. And this quote from the report really gets to the heart of it. It's all about building for the future. You don't just build a data center for the tech we have today. The whole game is to design flexible infrastructure, something that can handle the more powerful and, hotter GPUs of tomorrow, without having to tear everything down and start from scratch.
So what does that sustainable path actually look like? The guide breaks it down into 5 key steps, or pillars. Step 1, squeeze out every last drop of energy efficiency. Step 2, bring in renewable energy, like solar and wind. Step 3 is about managing resources smartly, using closed-loop water recycling systems so you're not constantly draining local supplies. Step 4, clamp down on those refrigerant leaks. And it all sits on that foundation we just talked about. Step 5, designing the whole thing for flexibility and future growth.
And that really leaves us with this one huge, critical question. The power of AI, its capabilities, it's all growing exponentially. It's just a rocket ship. The real challenge is making sure our ability to do this sustainably can actually keep up. Can our green practices keep pace with that incredible growth? Because the future of this amazing technology really shouldn't come at a cost the planet can't afford.